wish y'all could see my face. Y'all ever seen that meme where the guy, he had that phone where everybody was like, he looked like he was disturbed about something and he was on the phone and everybody made a meme about it, and then a meme right after that meme came out with him at the podium and he's looking at the audience like he's got some shit to spill. That was that was me just now. So welcome. If you're new to this channel, welcome. My name is Miss J, and there's been a confusion about my name. My name is Bianca, okay, but everybody knows me as Miss J, okay? For stopping by. Happy New Year to all of you, and we are here because I've decided that I wanted to read on Aaliyah. I love her. I love Aaliyah. May she rest in peace. I love her, and I was in the third grade when she died, and I just remembered like everybody in my household was very upset. If you're a 90s baby, early 2000s baby, then you know that Aaliyah was a big deal. Preferably 90s kids know that Aaliyah was a big deal. And to this day, when I listen to her music, it like pulls at my emotions a little bit. It pulls at my heartstring because she was truly beautiful. And you know, the R. Kelly documentaries are out, and I think part 2 and part 3 is gonna come on Lifetime. R. Kelly tried to sue. Lifetime said, I don't give a fuck. So I'm just gonna sit back and relax and see how that unfolds, because I don't think I want to do a reading on R. Kelly. I think I'd rather just do a reading on Aaliyah, because I knew that a lot of information was going to come out about Aaliyah, whether that was positive or negative. And I'm not the first person to read on Aaliyah, okay? There's plenty of readings about Aaliyah online, but I've never touched on it because I know how private her family is, and I felt like over the years they could have done her legacy a little bit more justice. I felt like the MAC collection, that makeup collection, came out too late. I felt like the movie that they tried to do on Lifetime was a fucking fail. I just felt like so much could have been done for her legacy, because Biggie had an amazing movie, but I guess it takes people that know her to really make a movie on Aaliyah. But I don't know if her family will allow that, being that they're so private and a lot of things did happen in her youth. So who knows? Hopefully one day we get a movie where her family is involved, and Timbaland and Missy Elliott are behind it, because to be really honest with you, they're the only people that I'm gonna be okay with talking about her life, because they were around her the most. And I remember them clear as day. I used to like sit in the living room and just watch her. She was just so beautiful to me, and she really died before her time. So we're going to be unraveling everything through spirit. And sorry if I'm rambling. Normally I just jump into the reading, but I really need to express to you guys how much I love Aaliyah. So this video, it was very hard for me to film, because again, I want to honor her in the best way possible. So I lit a candle, I saged my space, and I meditated before I decided to do a reading on it. And I was guided to do it. I was guided to do it because I know for a fact a lot of information is going to come about her, and I don't want too much information to come out to kind of overshadow everything she's accomplished, okay? This whole R. Kelly situation, I hate that it's attached to her, even though they, you know, he plays a role in her journey, but I just hate that with all these events that R. Kelly has done, whatever, allegedly, I don't know, Aaliyah is being brought up. And again, I just noticed that it's a trend to not a trend, but I'm noticing that people tend to bring up Aaliyah in a weird light even after her death, and I just kind of feel like, I don't know, it just doesn't sit well with me. So I felt, why not do a reading where we're honoring her, and hopefully I'm able to channel a little bit. If you're someone that does not believe in shit like this, then just stop watching this video. Don't waste your time. But if you're interested in just seeing the energy around her, then please keep on watching. Thank you so much. Yeah, let's jump in. So I'm gonna use this deck. I was guided to use this deck, is white, and then this other new deck that I got, and this one, because that's what's working with me right now. Aaliyah, January 16th. Aaliyah. So first of all, I want to see where she is spiritually in this timeline. Where is she? Let's channel that energy. Let's channel where is she, where has she been, and what is she doing spiritually. Okay, so let's focus on that energy. Okay. Also, I'm being guided to use one more deck, so I'm going to trust my intuition and get the other deck I'm being guided to use. And I hope you guys can see. So I'm being guided to use this deck. I'm going to use this one as well. Aaliyah. Aaliyah. Where are you? And guys, she's been gone for quite some time. So whenever you pull on someone that's been gone for a while, you have to ask permission. Because you're technically knocking on their door, and sometimes they want to answer, sometimes they don't. So I'm gonna stop shuffling when I feel like I'm getting something. Oh yeah. Okay, I heard a yes. Okay, so these were the cards that came through for Aaliyah when I asked where is she now spiritually. And the first card that came through, which is so beautiful, is protected angels. Okay, you are cherished by the angels. So what I get from this message is we always said that if you know anything about Aaliyah, she was called the angel on earth. She was called an angel on earth. And it's almost like when she transcended and when she went into the next place, which is like heaven, the afterlife, whatever you want to call it, whatever you believe in, okay? Because I know people always ask me, oh, what does transition mean? What does the next place mean? When you pass, there is another existence that's bigger than our own understanding. Some call it heaven, some call it nirvana. Whatever you choose to call it, there is a space, there is a void, and then there's another place that we go to after we pass. That's why we're able to communicate with spirits if they want to communicate with us. Okay, now sometimes people make bullshit up and they pretend that they're like communicating, but with cards, if you can hear intuitively, you're able to kind of get something. And what I got is protected by angels. So when she passed, first of all, she knew that she wasn't going to be on earth for a long time. That's what was very interesting. She had a very old soul. She knew that she wasn't going to be here for a long time. She was very spiritual. She was very in tune with herself. She was very mature for her age. She had a lot of wisdom. And if I really think about it, in her youth, she did hang out with a lot of people that were older than her, because she identified with people that were older than her. She identifies with elders. She identifies, even the men that she dated, they were like older than her. Now that whole R. Kelly situation, that's, yeah. But we're talking about even after that whole situation, Damon Dash was reportedly older than her. And I think Missy Elliott and Timbaland was just a little bit older, but not by far. So I feel like Aaliyah always gravitated to people that were definitely more mature. Because she was more mature, and she was definitely someone that did not move or act her age, period. Like, she didn't. And she's acknowledging that when she went to the next place, she was greeted by angels. One thing I will say about Aaliyah, she used to see things. She used to see spirits. So she was very spiritual. She had the eye for it. And she was able to kind of see people for who they were, but I'm hearing intuitively, I I heard it broke after a certain age. So that means that when she turned 18, she was able to see people for who they were, because she didn't have that gift before. Okay? So this was why a lot of people took advantage of her, or took advantage of her youth, or whatever the case may be. And it's saying that she broke free from that and was able to use her gift of being an empath at the age of 18 to really feel people out. So I felt like she went through a depression as well in her youth. Also, breaking trail, a breakthrough is at hand. So she's very thankful of Missy, Elliott, and Timbaland. She's very thankful of there's also a woman that used, no, not a woman. There's a feminine male that used to do her hair. They used to have deep conversations with. She's very thankful of him. There's also a woman that she was thankful of. There's a security guard she was thankful of too. Somebody still cries for her. Somebody still cries for her. I think it's a security guard. He wasn't in love with her, but they had a very close relationship. So I feel like she very thankful. I keep hearing thank you. So she's very thankful of the people that held her hand, because when she met Timbaland, Missy Elliott, when she revamped her whole sound, she was going through a very weird transition and trying to figure out her place in the world. And she felt a calling that she wasn't going to be here for long. So she had this looming energy of, I don't know how long this is going to last, but I want to make sure I do everything before it's my time. So that I'm going to say. And she's very appreciative of the people that still support her to this day. Voyage of the heart, love flows through you and to you. So she definitely wants people to remember, even though some things happened in her life that she was too young to bring up, she wants people to remember that she did accomplish a lot, and she gave her all, and she did the best that she could in the situation that she was in. So I want to say she does feel exposed. She does feel like spiritually she's being tugged at. She does feel like she wants to rest, but the world doesn't let her rest. And not in a sense of bringing her up and lighting a candle for her and speaking good of her, but more things of the past that she couldn't control is being talked about now. And she's very protective of her mother as well. She's being very protective of her mom. I keep hearing not knowing. So it's almost like it already happened, and I just want this to be done with. I don't want to be remembered in that light when I did so much to get out of it, or when I did so much to deviate myself, because she felt like she busted her ass to work in a position to have those 2 movies, to get like acting roles, because she was about to like she was confident that she was going to win an Oscar. She was confident that she was going to really like push through. I'm hearing spiritually that she was done with music and she wanted to do more acting. She was kind of done with it. She didn't want to do music for the long haul. She wanted to do more so acting, and she was taking on more roles. I think there was a movie she was supposed to be on, and that's not a prediction. I read that somewhere. So it's funny how I'm picking up that she wanted to definitely get into more acting, because as much as she loves music, it did leave a bad taste in her mouth. Also, Aaliyah would have been like another Sade. Sade comes out with an album and then she disappears. Aaliyah wanted to have that same energy. She wanted to come out with her project and disappeared. Aaliyah is admitting through the cards, what I'm picking up, had she been on Earth longer, she would have definitely been a very private person. She would have just put her craft out there and go home. She wouldn't have really been into the whole social media, the whole glitz and the glam. She really would have been like to herself. She would have been like another Sade, because I know Sade comes out every like 10 years and then we go crazy and then she disappears again. Like, it's been a while since I've heard from Sade. Like, I think she did one song for a movie and then she just kind of disappeared again. And Aaliyah wanted that energy. She wanted to be respected, and she didn't want things in her past to kind of affect everything she's worked so hard for. So it is a slap in the face that this is coming up like almost 20 years later. So yeah, I can feel that she's not really happy about that intuitively. So wow, okay, so Anything else? Anything else? Overcoming obstacles, surrendering to the journey, mystic healer, healing energy flows through you. So what I will say about Aaliyah is despite what's going on right now with everybody bringing her up in the situation, she's acknowledging that this was an obstacle that she needed to overcome. I asked intuitively, how does she feel about oh wow. Yeah, I'm sorry guys. I had to take a moment to stop pulling, because basically what just happened was, as I was hearing information, as I was really feeling what I was hearing and intuitively listening onto, everything just kind of stopped, and I'm just like, okay, what just happened? And then I like started tearing up, and I realized an airplane was like flying by. I'm gonna keep that clip in, because normally I would edit it when airplanes kind of fly about, because I do live not too far away from an airport. But I just find it very eerie that as she was kind of explaining her journey, or as I was feeling that she went through a lot of things before she like moved forward, overcoming obstacles came through, and then I heard like an airplane, and it's like everything just got disconnected from there, and that was a lot. So wow, she doesn't like it. She doesn't okay, I have to kind of I'm sorry guys, that just like threw me off completely. So I'm gonna collect myself and try to understand what these cards were saying before I was disconnected. I'm gonna have to meditate again and pull again, and if I get something great, if I don't, I'm just gonna have to refilm this and come back. Okay, so I think everything is good now, so I'm just going to I'm gonna pull again. Okay, so surrendering to the journey, I just got an okay to keep going, so I have permission to talk. Surrendering to the journey, release control, and the mystic healer. So what I will say is one thing that she wants to acknowledge through these cards, based on what I'm seeing, is that she wants her family to heal from the situation, and I feel like the world hasn't allowed them to do that. So that's why mystic healer comes through. Healing energy flows through you. So I really do feel like because of everything that's going on, she's kind of around her family now, because I really feel like she's with angels. But whenever she's brought up in a negative light, whenever she's brought up in a negative way, it really affects Aaliyah's family. Like, it really affects them. So she would come back down and spiritually kind of be like, I'm still here, everything is okay, I'm okay, don't worry about it, don't listen to it. There's a lot of pain in her family. There's a lot of pain in her family still. But one thing I do want to say is that she's open to having a documentary or a movie about her where her family's okay with it. She's open to that, but her whole vibe is, if my family's not okay with it, then I'm not okay with it. So that's what I'm picking up on. she has a very gentle, old energy. Even though she was relatively very young, it's very gentle, but there's a lot of wisdom there that's beyond her understanding. And she tapped into that when she passed. So let's tap into anything that she would like to say. And I'm being guided to only ask about R. Kelly one time. I'm being guided to only ask about him one time. I get one question about him, and she wants it to be released. So I'm guided to not ask another question. And I respect that. And as I said his name, literally another fucking airplane is like flying over. It's like, I'm telling you guys, like, this whole situation makes her uncomfortable, okay? It makes her really uncomfortable. So how does she feel about R. Kelly? And this will be the first and last question I ask in regards to R. Kelly, and then we move on to other things that she would like to talk about, because there's more to her than that situation. There's more to her than that. Okay. 2 of Cups. Okay. Oh. All right, so that's why she only wants me to ask one time, because she answered she answered everything in one shot. So she's bringing up that when they met, it was a very good union. She saw him as a friend, and it developed into something else. And she did fall in love. Okay, she did fall in love, but it's talking about how at the time she didn't know what love was. So it's almost like she learned what it meant to fall in love with him at a very young age. So she's expressing that even with being in love, she wasn't even entirely sure what it meant until she got older, when she got into the relationship with Damon Dash, because that she's acknowledging as her true love. But when she was young, it was kind of like, I love him, but do I love him? It's like that, because it's almost like I keep hearing the word innocence. Okay, I keep hearing the word I don't know any better. So she's acknowledging that. She didn't have a lot of expressive freedom. This is 4 of Swords. She didn't have a lot of say on what goes. So I want to bring up that a lot of the decisions that was made around her creatively weren't her choices. So R. Kelly was in charge of a lot of things. And here's what's crazy. She saw it as a relationship, like a friendship, and then she realized this is more so of a relationship, and if he says that he loves me and he cares about me, then I'm just gonna go with it because he's being so kind to me. And guys, she kept this a secret. So she felt she kept this a secret from 3 people, and R. Kelly being the secret that she was keeping, because she was guided not to say anything. Okay, she was guided that if you say something, they're gonna ruin everything. If you say something, you won't be able to do this or do that. And then we have the Tower card here. Okay, we already know what the Tower card is. I mean, the picture itself is self-explanatory. 5 of Cups reverse. She felt like her career was over. She felt like her dreams were over. She felt like at one point she didn't know what to do. Now, what made me cry or tear up a little bit is that 3 of Wands comes up, and this talks about overcoming a very huge obstacle and 3 people saving her life. Not her life like physically, but definitely like mentally. She went through a lot, guys. This wasn't no walk in the park. She went through a lot, and I really feel like this has a lot to do with her connecting with Timbaland, Missy, Elliott. So she's bringing up the 3 people she's very grateful to. She's bringing up the people that did her hair, that took care of her, that took her from point A to point B. She's bringing up that they became her family. Because in a weird way, guys, I'm not going to lie, there was some distance between her and her family. Okay, her mom, her dad, there was some distance. That's not to say that she doesn't love her family. It's just to say that around the time when she was going through what she was going through, she kept to herself. And her family kept asking a lot of questions, and she was too scared to say anything. So down the line, she just went more into a shell. When she met Timbaland and Missy, she came out of her shell even more. And she was able to express herself. She was able to heal from the situation. So no, there was no tension with the family, but she definitely went into a sadness that her family couldn't save her from. So that I want to say. Also, okay, so guys, all I'm going to say is this, because I don't want to put anything negative out there, but it's already on the blogs and everything like that. It's already circling around. It's been a rumor for years, but my cards are confirming it. The Empress card means fertility. The Empress card means pregnancy. Okay? Now, this is spiritual interpretation. But whenever the Empress card is in reverse, that talks about losing a child or abortion. Okay? Definitely a pregnancy scare. Okay. So that's why she does not want to talk about it, and it's probably tied into her sadness. So when she met her new team to give her the sound she was looking for, it saved her. So Timbaland and Missy, y'all have no idea how much y'all saved her. Y'all saved her because she was really spiraling out of control, and she went through so much at such a young age. So the fact that this is being brought up to where she can't defend herself, she can't speak on what happened, or she can't speak on what really happened. People are coming out the woodwork saying, I saw this or I saw that. It hurts her because there's more to the situation, and that's why her mom is being very defensive. So, wow. My next question. How do you feel about Jay-Z and Beyonce being married? I'm just gonna ask. Why not? She feels like they suit each other way better. She feels like they have way more to offer to each other, more than Aaliyah and Jay-Z could. So she's happy about that union, and she's saying it was meant to be. Okay, it was definitely meant to be. She acknowledges that Jay-Z was a very kind, entrepreneurship, charismatic type of guy, but they weren't clicking. This is Knight of Swords. They weren't clicking in the way that people thought that they were, and they mutually decided to be friends. I actually feel like Jay-Z was more sad about it. But Jay-Z got over it, and Aaliyah was just kind of like, it's just not for me. This is just not going to work out. So I think that Aaliyah was just kind of like, no, I'm just going to take my time and just move on from it. And Jay-Z was like, and Jay-Z doesn't like rejection like that. So he was like, oh, well, okay, shit. But they were still cool after the fact. So it was nothing negative. It was nothing like ill intent. But this card comes up again. So I'm going to say that around the time Aaliyah passed, I feel like she was pregnant. I feel like Aaliyah was pregnant around the time that she passed, because she keeps bringing up a baby. She keeps bringing up a child. She keeps bringing up a child. Okay. She seems like she was pregnant with Damon Dash. Yeah, these are the two cards that came up. She was pregnant. They were talking about marriage and all of that. She was pregnant. So, not with Jay-Z, but she was pregnant with her boyfriend at the time, Damon Dash. And I think Damon Dash knew, and that's why to this day he can't seem to move on from it. And spiritually, I'm hearing she's waiting for him. When he passes on, and when he passes on of old age, she'll be right there. She's waiting for him. It's actually really sweet. How do you feel about... Now I'm being guided to use this deck. How do you feel about Timbaland? How do you feel about Timbaland? And here's the thing, guys. When I talked about R. Kelly, I kept hearing a whole bunch of airplanes. A whole bunch of loud noises and things that kept disturbing the interference. And when I talk about people that she loved, it's quiet. And I'm able to hear things clearly. I'm not connecting R. Kelly to what happened to her. But I am connecting that R. Kelly makes her uncomfortable. So it's almost like when I bring him up to her spiritually, she rejects it, or the universe rejects it, and having their name in the same sentence. So that's why I kept hearing a lot of interference. I kept hearing a lot of like weird things. And I was guided to only ask that question once. So I just thought that was very interesting, and I wanted to point that out. That everything is connected. What you hear, what you see, what you smell. When you do a reading, you have to, whenever you read somebody or you read for people that have passed, you have to kind of take everything into consideration, and everything is a sign. Everything. Every little thing. So I'm asking, how does she feel about Timbaland? The Maiden. Reverse. Focused energy. Heaven and earth. Aww. She has a lot of love for him. She's acknowledging that he was in love with her, but her feelings weren't the same. She's acknowledging that he had deeper feelings for her than she did, but her feelings weren't the same. So because of that, it caused like a little bit of tension in their friendship. But here's what's interesting. There was a conversation that I think there was a conversation. The last people that she spoke to before she passed in that week time frame, it was Timbaland, it was Missy, it was her mom, and it was a female friend. She tried reaching out to him because it got really weird between their friendship. It got weird. This is the focus card. So she was focused on making things right and clearing the air. But I think he missed her call, so she left a voicemail, or she did something to where, hey, I gave you a call. Hey, I gave you a call. There's a tape recording. There's something that he records here and there. Timbaland needs to release that and let that go. She wants him to move on from it because there's nothing he could have done. Also, when he passes on, she'll be waiting for him too, like a big hug, like, how have you been, heaven and earth. I feel like there's been a lot of times that Aaliyah interfered with him spiritually, trying to talk to him, trying to throw him signs. So he acknowledges that quietly, and so does she. And this talks about how he saw her. This is a beautiful card. This is a woman of intuition, a woman of healing energy. So I feel like there's nothing but genuine love here, a platonic love. It's not romantic, but it's definitely a love that's universal. So that's beautiful. How does she feel about Missy Elliott? How does she feel about Missy Elliott? Oh, the hero. She has so much love for Missy. She loves her. Missy has a big ass picture in her house of Aaliyah, and she loves it. Aaliyah loves that. She loves it. She loves it. The joke is she wants it bigger. She wants it better. She wants them to tweak it up. That's so sweet. There's nothing but love here. There's nothing but love here. And she's saying that there was a lot that they learned from each other. If you can really see the illustration of this card, there was a lot that she learned from her, and they were able to accomplish a lot of things together. They had a lot of fire and love. The love card comes through. She loves her. She loves her so much. And yeah, so much love here. That's, oh wow, she loves them so much. Okay, so I'm gonna ask another tough question. She felt in the interview, in an interview that Damon Dash had, Damon Dash revealed that Aaliyah called him before she was going to get on that plane, and he expressed to her, and she expressed to him that she didn't want to get on, she didn't feel right about it, and Damon Dash said, then don't get on the plane. I don't know if she had the conversation with Damon Dash or somebody else, but she had a conversation with someone that she wasn't okay with the plane. So I want to see, was her plane crash planned, or it was really just a big accident? That I want to see. I think I need to use the other deck for that. Yeah, I think I need to use this one for that, because this deck will answer those tough questions. Was this planned out? And then I'm going to end the video right there. Was this planned out? Was this planned out? Was this planned out? This card keeps coming up. The number 3 keeps coming up. I'm going to say yes, this was planned out. The moon card reverse. Intuitively, see, I hear airplanes again. Guys, like, I'm telling you, like, this is a very eerie reading for me to do, because every time it gets to the tough stuff, the difficult stuff, I keep hearing planes. And oh my goodness. 2 men, 3 men. 3 men were involved. But here's what's interesting. They didn't think she was going to they didn't think it was going to be that big of a situation. They didn't think that it would escalate. They didn't think it would escalate to that. So I want to say that she was definitely walking away. Oh my God. She was walking away from the music industry. Walking away from what she was going to do. Like, she was going to make that her last album and kind of go on a hiatus, do some Sade shit, and like have a farm and horses and just really mind her business. She wanted to be on that wave of being by herself and then focusing on movies, because again, as much as she loved music, she didn't heal 100% from it. She proved herself, she did her part, but now she wants to do other things, and people did not agree with that, interesting enough. So 8 of Cups talks about a risk, a sacrifice, but a sacrifice for the quote-unquote better good. The World card. So these were people that had a lot of power. Okay? In a negative way. They had a lot of power. And they moved forward with the decision. And again, unexpected event, which is what 3 of Wands represents, but a successful event. But again, Ace of Swords, action. Ace of Sword piercing royalty, because you see the crown up there. They didn't think it was going to escalate to death. Okay? So when she got on the plane and it was taking off, she knew. She knew right then and there. Once she sat down, she knew. And yeah, she knew. She's talking about when she sat down, she knew. Spiritual intervention came in. She had a hard time. She knew who did it. She knew who did it. She knew who did it. Different energy. That's not anyone that she had a good relationship with. This is definitely somebody else. This was people in the label. People that were powerful. Yeah. People. And she didn't see it until it was too late. Yep. 5 of Wands. That's conflict. Yep. 3 people. Guys, it was 3 people. 3 people. There's another airplane. 3 people. 3 people. She knew. 3 people. And there it goes again. This is 4 of Swords, but look, 3 people shooting at her. 3 people. 3 people. The only thing that she gets out of this is the fact that she was spiritual and aware that she was going to be in a better place. And I feel like her baby that she was supposed to have is with her. The baby she was supposed to have is with her right now. Okay? Yes. And the baby would have been a boy. The baby would have been a boy. Yeah, the baby would have been a boy. She's saying that what I'm picking up intuitively, 2 people in the next few years, the situation of how she died is going to come up again. Kind of like how they figured out how Amelia Earhart died. They're going to kind of figure out what really happened with that. Like, somebody's going to dig something up, and she is all here for it because she wants it to be known on who did it and why. All right, so that's what I got. That's what I pulled on. That's what I felt. But what I will say is I think we need to definitely pray for her family and pray for her and honor the legacy that she left behind rather than things that happened when she was very young and, you know, didn't have the guidance that was necessary. Because what I will say is everything kind of happened quietly and it was too late before people caught on to that whole marriage and everything like that, okay? So I feel like prayer and remembering Aaliyah for all that she did that was beautiful is what's important. Because I don't celebrate in things that talks about gossip on someone that has already passed, especially with Aaliyah, because again, I really love Aaliyah and have a lot of respect for her. So I'm not the one to jump and gossip about what she did or what she didn't do, what R. Kelly, I'm not going to do that. But because I'm not going to do that, I'm going to put my energy into praying for her, praying for her family, and remembering her for what she did. Because I'm already seeing videos of just some crazy shit, people making titles to get clickbait, all of that stuff, and that's very upsetting to her legacy. That's very upsetting to people that love her and support her, and it's not fair because she's not here to defend herself where we can hear her. I felt the pain in the beginning of the reading of the fact that I can't ever rest. And the reason why is because too many things are being swept under the rug. Too many things are not being brought to our attention for us to stop speculating and making shit up that's more negative than what really happened. So in order for this to kind of stop, eventually, I don't know when, but eventually I feel like somebody in her camp, somebody needs to speak out for her because that's what she would want. Because the wrong people that she didn't fuck with are speaking about her. And I don't want to say she's angry about that, but she's definitely hurt by that. And again, I just feel like the people that rode for her, the people that stood by her side, they need to just start speaking up for her. And they need to just kind of say, like, we understand what happened and it's unfortunate, or we understand what they're saying in that documentary, but at the same time, let's remember what she accomplished. Because people making up other shit for clickbait and trying to get attention and really like dragging her legacy, it's not okay. And I feel like that's something that she really cared about, her legacy. And I'm going to definitely honor that. So I'm happy I did this reading. I might get some backlash. I might not. Whatever. But thank you guys so much for watching this video, supporting my channel, getting it to 20,000 subscribers. I'm just so over the moon, and I'm still shocked to this day. I'm like pinching myself. Am I actually dreaming? That so many people really enjoy these videos and really enjoy receiving these messages. Thank you so much. I'm going to meditate and release her energy so she can, you know, go. And I'm going to do that off camera. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please do not forget to leave a comment and subscribe. Tell me what you think about this reading and just what I got from everything intuitively. Thank you guys again. Much love. And I will talk to you guys later. Happy New Year. Mwah. Bye.